Greetings, Yak Watchers, and welcome back to the Yak Lens. I am, well, Harry Yak, and this is Sisters of the Amniotic Lens, also known as Selfie, the reasons for which may or may not become evident as we progress in today's stream. Although the likelihood is you've already seen this game, so you know what it's all about, so I don't necessarily need to explain it all to you. However, I no doubt will, because that's the nature of an internet let's player. He has to tell everybody what's going on and offer a running commentary. Now, we are on a 30-second delay, so we shall see if Harry X's stream is working. And I always refer to myself in the third person, as you should know by now, because I am like Kevin Peterson, the English/South African cricketer. Oh dear. Political problems abound. Yes, we are indeed running, so I shall mute that stream in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any comments, please feel free to leave them, because I will read them out as normal on the Harry Yak Twitch stream. If you're watching on YouTube, hi tubers. Hi StewTube, how's it doing? Nobody will get that. Okay, it's time for some more Selfie, Sisters of the Amniotic Lens. Enough blab. I should say that Harry Yak, I have been condemned by some guy, Calypso, or something like that, the swine, on the 16th. So, that's a week ago. Unfortunately, he mustn't have been a fan of Blue Monday. So if we look at our profile here, we basically just typed out the lyrics to Blue Monday by New Order. Oh well, he wasn't a fan of the Manchester beat. Oh wait, wasn't that before Manchester? I don't know, I wasn't even born then. I wasn't even born. I will change that message later. But for now, let's hop back into the game. Oh yes, and of course, messages are being left for the very end. Because once again, we'll save the best parts for last. Ha! Today we're going to actually try and get somewhere in this game and get out of this blasted space race and into the real world once more. Back into the teletext world. Remember that room from the very first Harry Yak Selfie stream? I've just given you some time to think back, cast your mind back 2 weeks, if indeed you watched that. Well, we're going to try and get there once again, because we cannot live in a false reality for the rest of our lives. Harry Yak offering sound life advice. Now, let's head towards this floating mannequin in space. Unfortunately, 2001 A Space Odyssey is not that quick a speed, so in a future patch, we may hope that Railslave, the developer of this game, might speed things up here at this part. Now then, let's see. Where is that blasted red spot? It's like squeezing a spot on your face, except a lot more hygienic. Or not, depending on your knowledge of medical stuff. And he's gone. He's flown away somewhere. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Harry Yak is back on Twitch for only the third ever time. I'm going to keep numbering these streams like Roger Waters used to do at Pink Floyd gigs back in the 70s. So bootleggers could understand. So no, they could identify the bootleg recordings. It was a very, very good system, if you ask me. And one I shall nick for my own devices. Yes, we do know this is the place we're heading towards, because we just saw the power bar arrived. And we have indeed arrived at whatever this thing is, this space station. Stop! Come on. I wonder if we can kill that in one hit. Nope. There we go. I think you have to hit 3 of these before we can get to the fly shooting bit. I wonder if we can do a walkthrough of this game today. That would be good. I think there are 7 days in the game, or at least those newsreaders at the beginning seem to indicate that they're, or do they? I can't remember. I didn't actually listen to them. Sorry, Rail Slave. I'm not paying attention to any of this storyline. Speaking of which, in the 2 videos I've made of this game so far, I haven't said anything about the storyline, which is a huge part of this game. It's been billed as a highly interactive and advanced form of storytelling. Aha, a bottle! Let's just get distracted for a second here, and shoot it. Yes, there we go. Brentos! Fray Brentos says, oh, he's been condemned 4 times, goodness. Watching everyone around me suffer. All I can do is watch and listen. Sometimes I can help. Sometimes I just can't do a thing. I don't want to be useless. I think somebody's been going around condemning everybody, because why would this person deserve to be condemned 4 times? I shall free you. Who has been condemning you? Is it the same person each time? Tell me who it is, and I shall steal their lunch money before giving them a bunch of 5s. 5 fingers, that is, and not £5 notes. I bid thee a dong farewell, goodness, a fond farewell. Traveller! Smiley. And we've given him tons of money, basically a quarter of our money. We've got to stop doing this. We're going to be flat broke. Oh, hold on a minute. We have quite a lot of money there, 375,000 quid. We are indeed loaded like a gun. So forget that. We can afford to throw some money around. But that was a welcome distraction on our journey through space to destroy those flies. Fly shooting simulator. Incidentally, if anybody out there knows any games where all you do is shoot flies, then please let me know. I think I did mention Gnat Attack in Mario Paint on the SNES, which is possibly my favourite fly swatting related game, but are there any where you... Well, the point of the game is to shoot flies with laser guns or anything similar. Please do let me know, because I'm very curious, and I would like to launch a lawsuit on behalf of them against Rail Slave Games. Only joking, Rail Slave, if you're watching this. Hi! Thanks for the games. Now, where has he gone, and is it time to shoot flies yet? If you're a poor person like me, then shooting flies is like a form of sport. It's the poor person's cricket. I just get a baseball or cricket bat and smash flies out of the sky. And here we go, we're heading towards this floating office in space. Let's have a look at some of these names. Zyrus Siniera. Tacit. Oh, I remember him from the first part. In the second part, we didn't even bother shooting these things. Polyventris is here. He says, "Good afternoon, your yakness. I apologise for playing this game again, but I have become somewhat addicted to it and have resolved to attempt to complete it for some crazy reason. Which is why you're going to see me streaming this game for quite a while yet, because I'm not saying this is a long game, but it might take me quite a long time to shoot these blasted flies. Because I'm useless. I'm useless at shoot 'em ups. Would you call this game a shoot 'em up? Oh, here we go. Let's see. We nearly killed that fly. Come on. Don't mess it up now, Yak. Come on. Keep you cool. Oh, forget it. Oh, was his name Harry Yak then, that fly? have to check that. Zambient. Maybe we could ask for a future update for one of these flies to be patched as Harold Rutherfordiak in honour of his fantastic streams of this game. And also the fact he loves flies. He's obsessed with them. He plays cricket with them. Now, come on. There is some truth in that story, actually. Because when we used to go playing cricket over the field, we used to... He's dead! We used... Oh, poor fly! No! Anyway, when we used to play cricket over the field, we used to try and hit these flies as they flew past. It was a very stinky and smelly place, near a rubbish tip, so there were loads of flies, and we could hit them as if they were cricket balls, which is very useful when all you have is 20 pence, very, very cheap tennis balls to play with. Usually we just ended up stealing the dog's tennis balls because, well, ours got lost or stolen, usually by the next door neighbour's dog or the dog itself. So, why am I talking about this? What has this got to do with shooting flies? Nothing! Oh, I love these streams. Now, you might have got the hang of what we're doing here. We've got to shoot the flies, and then the red orb there gets filled out. So we have about 5 or 10 seconds to shoot that orb, and then we've got to shoot more flies and shoot the orb again. And once we've knocked the orb's HP down to 0, then we can move on to what? Well, you shall soon see, if indeed Harry Yak can figure out how to kill these things. Ah, come back here! So yes, this is more of a simulation than anything of those heady days in the 1990s when I just lay on my bed trying to shoot flies down from the roof. Let's try and keep that red orb in view so we can quickly shoot it. Come here! Once we've hit a fly. Tactics, ladies and gentlemen. This is the definitive strategy guide for this game. I don't think anybody's posted one yet, actually, so there is a gap in the market. And come on. Come on. Oh, don't fly away. What's my longest hit distance? 219. I should say that there is a competition currently running for the longest fly hit distance, and you actually win some money. I think it's 50 quid or something, so go and buy this game and you can earn your money back plus more by shooting down flies. Yes! Kill! 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 Yes! Hurry Yak! You've completed level 1. Oh no, what's happening? Ah! We've been thrust into the netherworld. What next? Oh, I might as well read this out because you may be struggling to read it because of the low resolution. Sorry, this is a stream and my connection sucks. And there was morning and evening, the 6th day. When I was 17, I met you, my sisters. You told me you knew him. You taught me what my true purpose was in his plan. How I was a lens, a lens, between our two worlds. You used to lure me back to him. No, sorry, you used me to lure him back, to steal his secrets. Who is he? But he had changed. Now it's like time stands still when he's around, or he has no heartbeat. Where there is no sun, there is no time. Ooh, like in those black holes out of, what's the name of that TV series? Interstellar. Hey, I was reading that. Bring it back. Ooh, milk carton. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, fun fact. I designed this milk carton and, oh, we couldn't look at the woman on the back, but on each of these individual days you see a different woman's portrait in teletext on the carton, and I also did those portraits. So now we're back here again, and we're into a fly bottle filling mode, so let's have a look around this room, because as I said last time, it's very, very well rendered. The guy who did it, according to the credits, is the wonderful Baron Barry. But then I knew that, because I spoke to him numerous times in the development of this game. But, oh, we accidentally filled up a fly! Well done! I did nothing, and it worked. See, there you go, I can just sit back like this and relax. And let the game play itself, evidently. No, let's look around this room. This woman you see here, or this 3D representation of a woman with a machete in her chest, is Gerbo, the Swans front woman, musician from the 80s and 90s. And as you can see, she has no limbs. Now if we look down at our own legs and try and look at our own arms, you can, well, you can't see anything really, but it's assumed, it's implied, shall we say, that you have no limbs, just like this woman. So, it makes you think, why are we here? Why are we in this room in which all the people, in inverted commas, have had their limbs chopped off? I don't know. And as we can see here, we are filling up our meter with the power of our mind. Because, of course, it's impossible to shoot these things as we have no arms and legs. Now, is it me? Or are there more flies today? This is day 2, I should say. I don't think that's indicated anywhere, but oh, let's have a look at some of these fantastically rendered 3D objects. I believe that stereo was either the first or one of the first things to be created for this game. There you go, fun fact! Welcome to everybody who's just arriving in the stream. Furbite says, ha 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 ha. Well, to that I say, don't do that, you're scaring me. Casual Bastard says, Harry Bastard. Hello, Bastard, Casual Bastard. How are you, Bastard, today, Bastard? Polar Ventris says, how are you going to play the game if you don't have arms? Well, elementary, my dear What's-It. We are going to fill these bottles like this with the power of our mind. With mind bullets. We can shoot down yaks from 500 yards with these mind bullets and also flies. Casual Bastard says, lol, hey. Hey! We're going to try and get back into the realm of the other world here. Come here, flies. In other words, we're going to try and enter the lens once again and find more bottles, because I've discovered this place, this real world, is far less interesting than BBC Microland. There we go, another fly lit. It's like Blackpool Illuminations. That's a good idea if you ask me. The fly illuminations. Come on. Don't look over there, that woman scares me. Let's see. There's one. Come here, you. What's going on? Ah, there we go. Yes, there we go. Teletext torch. Do you want me to tell you all about these teletext pictures again? That one was an entry to the 2013 Teletext Art Festival. I don't think it won. In fact, it didn't. But they took it upon themselves to use it all the time for their promo, which I don't mind. What's next? Ah! There is the pixelated version of the developer. Say hello to him. There's a story behind why he's wearing a hoodie, and it's not to make him look more like Jesus, although I thought it was in the first place. It's to do with Twitter avatars or something like that. I'm not going to go any more into that, because he may not want to reveal such things. Buzz Video. Look at all those arms that fly has got. If you scroll through these teletext pages, you can find lots of fly-related stuff. I wonder if the next one's going to be fly-related indeed. Look. Look, blue bottle grape soda. Blue bottle. See, it's got wings and everything. Yeah. Try and guess the Amstrad CPC game that's referring to. Galactic Pizza. And look at that, Sugar Street, Amsville CPC. What on earth could that be referencing? Polar Ventress says, she's a hot date. Indeed she is. We're never going to get anywhere though, unfortunately, because, well, I can't even move. So we're just stuck here looking at each other like this, spitting on each other. It's disgusting, really. 18 plus streams. That bloke there is actually a guy, I think he was the first guy to complete NPPD Rush, which was Railslave's previous game, and so he got immortalized in this game. He won the competition, incidentally, for the first person to complete the game, and the prize was to appear in the next game, Selfie. And here he is. It's like the old Chris Houlihan room from Link to the Past, if you remember that. The secret debug room that you can only enter from certain places in the world. You can win a teletext television. Oh, look at that, 5 channels. Oh, I wish my TV had 5 channels. Polar Ventress says, you just described the exact definition of a hot date. Well, it would be hot if we have to spit on each other to cool each other down. Makes sense, doesn't it? I could sit here and scroll through teletext all day. In fact, I'm literally going to do that in some videos in the future, where I just film my television and just scroll through teletext. I mean in real life, not in this game. You can't hear that because I have no sound, but the game audio's gone all zombified and weird. And if you look there, you can see that figure. Well, I'll reveal this. That figure is actually the developer too. It's a cardboard cutout of the developer, and there's that teletext television thing again. Why am I hungry now? Oh, I'm not hungry anymore, I'm sorry. My goodness. Why would you want beefy breakfast biscuits? Oh, come on, let's just get into this blasted lens. Enough teletext. Come on! I think this is all triggered by the amount of time you spend scrolling through the teletext rather than... Aha! There we are! Rather than the number of pages that you scroll through. In fact, I'll tell you now. It is, and I know such. Polar Ventress says, motionless people spitting at each other. What a game that is, except you'll have to imagine the spitting part, because... Oh, unless they work that into a future patch of the game. I don't know. Railslave, do it! Casual Bastard says, I wish you still got teletext and you could make your own pages like a crappy internet. Well, you can indeed. If you head on over to editor.teletext40.com, you can see well, it's an editor for teletext that, well, not I, but we, the group Teletext40, have developed, and you can create your own teletext pages on there. And if you can get hold of a Raspberry Pi, then there are ways you can make it display them. Maybe I will do a how-to video for that. When I have figured out how to do it for myself, was that spot. But I can tell you now, I am currently experimenting with that. More on that soon. And it'll be very interesting indeed. Actually, let's try and complete this game in this stream, shall we? It may get repetitive, but there again, that is the nature of the internet. Casual Bastard says, nice. Yeah, I am part of some sort of weird movement to try and bring teletext back. I have no idea why. I must be crazy. But people seem to be interested in it. At the start of next month, I'm actually doing a presentation and a workshop at the Tate Gallery. If you want to head over to England and see that in the big smoke, and that's all about teletext. So teletext is coming back, and I'm the only person who's interested in it. Oh well, come on, what's going on here? I want to shoot the thing, but I'm stuck. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can increase our max shot distance and get more money in the process. After this, we're going to be absolutely loaded. Furbite says, must get a Raspberry Pi. Well, I actually only got one last week. And actually, it's borrowed. So I'm going to have to get one for myself. Casual Bastard says, what was Teletext running on originally anyway? A Spectrum? Well, Teletext was this magical thing, magical Harry Potter style thing, that broadcast via a regular analog television signal. And you could access it with a touch of a button on your remote control. There was a secret part of the broadcast called the VBI, the vertical blanking interval, with blank data. Now in the 70s, this is getting really technical now, in the 70s, some very technically minded people were researching a way to broadcast closed captions, and they stumbled across this as a way to broadcast, oh, where's that blasted spot? As a way to broadcast data in a hidden part of the signal. So that became Teletext, and it ran for about 40 years. It's been running 40 years. Oh, don't run into that. Let's see how close we can get to this. You're dead now. Oh, we've flown through the orb. Where's it gone? Don't know. Did we shoot it? Ah. Yeah, Teletext still exists in many countries. If you've got any more questions about Teletext, by the way, I'll be happy to answer them, because I am a fanatic. And I think it's fly time. Paul the Venturous says, we still have Teletext here. I presume you mean Finland. Yes, indeed. They were broadcasting as part of the International Teletext Art Festival last year. And indeed, I'm very grateful that they did that, because it means Mr. Harry Yak had his pages broadcast in a faraway country. Now, let's increase our fly hit distance here and try and win this competition I was talking about. This is impossible. How are you supposed to do this? Just keep clicking. Come on. Maybe it'll work. Maybe. Come on. Is this going to work? I think the maximum distance so far, the winning distance, the leading distance, is 2000 and something. 2001, A Space Oddity. I did say, as a joke, that if I get 1980X, then the space-time continuum will be destroyed. Casual Bastard says, CFAX was cool as well during the night with the weird music. Yeah, apparently that was a good proving ground for those classical composers. Well, no, it wasn't. They just used public domain music, probably, or easy listening versions of Duran Duran. Come on, I've had enough of this. Get closer. Come on, man. We're going to hit one of these eventually and win that competition. If I win it, I'll buy you all around, I promise. You can take that Harry Yak promise to the bank. I can't promise that I'll win, but if I do, I shall buy everybody who's watching this video a drink. Up to a limit of 50 quid, obviously, because that's all you win. Anything above that, well, I can't afford it. I'll just have to take you out on a date shooting flies down. By the way, that limbless woman cannot come. I've broken off with her. I've broken up. And there's nothing she could do about it exactly, because, well, she can't move, can she? Oh, a tasteless joke about paraplegics there. Sorry. It's actually quite fun, in a soothing way, to shoot down these flies. So let's do it! Da 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 da. Come on, come on, come on. This is getting serious now. Yes, look at that. It only took one round to get the ball that time. Excellent, eh? And we go back into Narnia. No! There's a lion, and a witch, and a weird head with teeth and a gherkin. Okay, I've got to quickly read this, because remember, it goes off quickly. And there was morning and evening the 6th day. Surely he is good. Surely he opened the ark on that day, when 2 by 2 all flesh clawed and ate their way in. Something to do with Noah's Ark, I presume. Eating their way through the human pyramid into the matrix of Eve to escape the morning light. Another reference to the Matrix there. Enough of those. But he cast no shadow. He was not cursed with the coat of skin. His tent of flesh, this anchor of reality, this body of death. He holds the wheel that breaks the butterflies. Sorry, he did not look upon the beasts of the field and long, like Adam, to join their automated sex. I misread that for a minute there, and that is a good place to end that. It went off again. Quickly, let's look at this woman. Ah, there we go. On day 3, evidently, the woman is Jabo herself in pixelated form. And there she is in her real-life form again. I'm not going to look at her anymore because, remember, I've broken up with her, and there's no going back now, ladies and gentlemen. We've moved on. Our new love is the lens. We are married to the lens. The social network. Just keep filling these bottles. Furbyte says, teletext was the best thing to do on a Sunday. Nothing on TV. And indeed it was the best thing to do during the night, after close down at about 12 o'clock. Not that I would know about that, because I was only born in the mid to late 80s, and as such, I did not live in the early 80s and late 70s when that was a popular thing. And people used to stand at 12 a.m. rather, for the national anthem and the close down on the BBC. That was a weird thing they used to do in this country. I don't know if that's what they did where you guys lived. But, yeah. At the end of the day, the TV broadcast was replaced by this teletext, and they played the national anthem. Ultraviolet Milk, a reference to a certain video game by Rail Slave Games. I wonder what that could be, but it's high in vitamin 1980X. Note the double space between in and vitamin there to try and make that span the whole gap. I'd like to say that's Harry Yak there, but it isn't really, because Harry Yak is a yak, not a cow, although his avatar is a Highland cow, and that is what that was based off. I'd like to give a shout out at this moment to Jabo, Jabo, who did the music for this game, which you cannot hear. I don't want to get copyright ID'd, but this is very atmospheric, and I love it. Each of the days has a different Jabo track, and I think it was an idea to actually release the whole thing as a soundtrack at some point, but I don't know if that's going to happen now. Hopefully it will. Spam text. There we go. The Bank of Dave. This was famously parodied, or had the mick taken out of it, by a certain YouTube Let's Player who isn't me. And a quick fact that nobody's noticed there, that Dave is Lawn Boys Post 1975, a cartoon version of him. So Dave, you're in this game if you're watching. This is defiantly not a scam.com. I tried hard to make sure that that wasn't actually a real web address. Oh, do excuse me, if you're new to this stream, I completely forgot to mention, I did the teletext in this game, which is why I'm explaining it all to you. I bet that's been very, very confusing for you, hasn't it? Oh, who's this guy, and why has he been talking about all these teletext pages as if he made them or something? Well, that's because he did. The less said about this one, the better, though, because I'll say that Alf Hart. No, I won't. I'm not saying anything about it. Let's move on. Casual Bastard says, the lion, the witch, and the weird head. The weird limbless woman. Polar Ventress says, oh no, it is the Illuminati oath. No Man's Fly. Fat Bob's Westminster ketchup. Next. Oh, crumbs. Service stinks. 23 Scrap Road, Finland. See that? It's a reference to Finland, except it's probably a lot nicer. Sorry, Paula! It was only a joke, I swear! I've never actually been to Finland, so I have no idea. And the teletext is glitched out. Ah! And off we go, I believe, back into the abyss. Here we go! The weird gherkin baby. You'll notice that we're now loaded after shooting all those flies. Again! So, back to this again. What day are we on? Day 4? Yes, day 4. So after this we've got 3 more to go, I think. And then you'll see the whole game. It's a walkthrough. Hey! Bog standard walkthroughs this is. I'll have to put that weird intro card with the toilet roll on. Oh no! Casual Bastard says a test card. You're not seeing a test card, are you? I hope not. Yeah. Amiborg. Hi, Amiborg. How's it going? He says, hello there. Right, what were we doing? I've just completely lost where I am. Here we go, heading towards the red floating orb once more. Yes, you could call this a fly and orb shooting simulator. In fact, I believe the developer has called it that. Ah, good, we're not seeing a test card. I did start this stream once, but unfortunately I had to restart it because we were having frame rate issues, which is why when you see the text in this game you can't read it properly. We're only broadcasting in 480p, unfortunately. And for that, I apologise. In fact, I apologise for my existence, Harry Eck's existence, because Harry Eck doesn't really need to exist. There are thousands of people who do the same thing as him, but 100 times better. But oh well. Head back towards the mannequin. Getting the hang of this now. You could say I'm an expert. This orb stands no chance, because it just stays in the same place and never fights back. Okay, to the next one. Hold on, let's take a quick detour and shoot this bottle. And let's see what it says. Electronic Voyager. Hi! Have we encountered you before? If not, then hello, and welcome to the Harry Eck livestream. You're live! Hello, reader. I am comfortable in my own skin. Wish you the same. Welcome, traveller, to this realm. I hope you are enjoying the trip as much as I am, and that you actually read this. If not, Curden Fnimful. Sorry about that, I lost my marbles momentarily. But that's okay, because I think this game has lost its marbles long ago. Hey, cheap jab! Not really, I like this game. And Amiborg has said, them wireframe graphics, much 1980. Yeah, I think one of the starting points of this game, if you ask the developer, who's actually on YouTube, his name is Railslave Games, youtube.com/JesusIsTheTreeOfLife. If you ask him, I believe the BBC Micro was a starting point for this game, and the teletext, etc., and the 3D real world part came a long time afterwards, or shortly afterwards anyway, but the starting point was the BBC Micro and Elite, because he was watching a documentary, I believe, on the guys that invented Elite. I've forgotten the names, I'm sorry, but he saw a British documentary, BBC documentary, and became inspired. I actually watched that documentary as well and thought, wow, game dev back in those days must have been so much harder. And I guess Railslave was inspired too by these guys who managed to fit full games on, what was it, 25 kilobytes, so I don't know. But very, very small amounts of data to make a full-on game like Elite. It was amazing, really. How many more of these balls do we have to shoot? Shooting balls. Okay. Oh, is it fly shooting time? I hope it is, because I like shooting these flies, as you've no doubt gathered. Haha! Karma treble 0, you're mine now. It's like Karma Chameleon, I guess, but spelled differently. Casual Bastard says it lost its polygons. I think you're talking about... Are you talking about the obs? Because they do lose their polygons. Oh, come on. Speed up. Should I go to that bottle? No. We must not deviate from the path. We must complete this game and show the internet how it's done. I don't think I'll spoil anything by doing this apart from the end, so I'll let you know when the ending part's coming up so you can switch off or skip forward a few minutes so you can go and buy the game for yourself. It is now available on Steam. Please do buy it and support your local or maybe not so local game dev. Now, that's the plug out of the way, and I won't plug anything else because Harry Yak is not about plugs. Oh, what am I on about? This whole stream's a plug for this game, as if you haven't noticed. Now, how could I be so cynical? How could Harry Yak, the king of cynicism, be so cynical? Dunno. Right, come on. Shoot more flies. That's the name of the game, as ABBA might say, although they may never have made a song about shooting flies down. Would have been interesting if they did, though. I do like shooting down flies. Take a chance on shooting these flies. Oh my goodness, this is terrible, isn't it? Come on, speak. Somebody leave a comment. I want to talk about something else, please. It's going into weird territory, this stream. Let's shoot more of these. Take our minds off it. Yeah, as I've said, this is strangely therapeutic. As we fly around at 5 light years per hour, or per year. Of course, light years measure time rather than distance, or is it the other way around? I don't know. I'll have to go and play Pokemon to find out. Pokemon. And we're going to have to shoot... Oh! We're going to have to shoot more flies. Because we're flying around like a bumbling idiot. Or a buzzing idiot, I guess. A bumblebeeing idiot. Oh dear, these puns are getting worse. Save me from this, commenters, please. It's weird because every so often those flies float around upside down. I don't know if that's realistic or not. Did that fly die or disappear? I think every so often they just disappear from the radar. You only get a certain amount of time to shoot them. So we must speed up this process and become more proficient at it. Casual Bastard says, a bumbling bastard. That's going to be my new YouTube name. Because Harry Yak after this will never be able to come back. We'll have to retire him. One more hit and that fly's gone. He's bitten the dust. He's gone to the great BBC micro grave in the sky. And there we go. We've completed this level. Well done! Oh! Oh! I don't know what happened there. Some weird bug happened, but never mind. We're gone. Well, we have gone, rather, back into the green text room. Should I attempt to read this? Because I know I'm not going to be able to get to the end. And there was morning and evening, the 6th day. This is all about the 6th day, isn't it? I did not give this earthen matrix of his so readily. I waited for him alone. You sisters taught me to defile myself, to fill myself with animals. What? Unclean and strange flesh, travellers and minstrels, dreamers and drug dealers. But no Nephilim was ever formed in me. I'm not sure what a Nephilim is, but I'll assume it's some sort of evil angel or something like that. Just lies as I hid my barrenness, my inability to offer a host. Just like Harry Yak is a terrible host for these live streams. Ha-ha! And once again it was pointless. We have the next woman who we have to save. That's Ava Skoog, incidentally. That's the name of that lady. And she, for a short while, was a developer on this game, right at the beginning of its existence. I think some of her stuff still exists in the game, some of her code. So, thanks to her. I'm not sure if she's in the credits, though. So, maybe not. Don't know. Still not figured out who that Dan Fariomind guy is, either. He's a weirdo. With his weird teletext. Now, come on. Oh, you won't get that. You won't get that unless I actually show you the credits, so I'll do that after when I've completed the game. There we go. This is actually very fun indeed, but only because I like very simple things. I'm a product of the modern generation of games being far too easy, so easy that a 3-year-old can complete them. But that's okay, because life's not all about giving yourself challenges like that. Not all of it, anyway. You need some time to relax and do live streams of stuff and leave weird messages for people who leave their own messages floating through BBC Macroland. How many more of these do we have to do on this day? And how many more days are there? Find out soon enough, shall we? Come on. Any more flies around here to get? Yes. Ah, and we're back in the TV. Currently there are 60 teletext pages in the television on the service. And there's a new one we've not seen. That's a potted plant. That was originally done for one of Railslave's early games but never got used. So we put it in here. Yes, as I was saying, we've seen that one. As I was saying, I believe I'm going to do some more teletext pages, maybe August, and then we can release a patch with the new teletext pages so you can see them. Maybe another 20, 30, 40 pages to take it up to 100. More like a proper teletext service. Oh, by the way, 10 quid if you know what rock all is. I'll give you 10 quid from my purse when I win that maximum fly shot distance competition. You don't get many red rocks these days. I remember the developer said that gander's eye looks suspiciously human. I deliberately made it as such. There's lots of references to animals in this game, so I'm not taking that comment any further because it could go into some strange territory. Hello there, rail slave. Why are you behind me? Or there? Except you're not really there. You're only a figment of my overactive imagination. Oh, come on. Let's get back into this blasted lens. Oh, there we go. Can you read that? That's a highly glitched version. What that's supposed to say is UFO text. But... oh, not seen that one yet. That's, of course, Einstein. I think that's one of my favourite pieces I did specifically for this game. Enough developer commentary, let's head into the lens once more. We've got 530,000 quid now. So I think we can afford to go and look for one bottle, just to break this chain, and then we shall resume our quest to become the first person ever to complete this game live on the internet. Here we go. Hello there, old trip. Why have you been condemned 4 times? Someone! Right, who is it? Which one of you bastards has been going around condemning people wantonly? You should be ashamed of yourself. I'll give you a smack on the bottom. Anyway, old Trip says, my bottle is empty. I want to stop cleaning the mess left behind. I need to move on with my life without the one I love. Well, my friend, there are plenty more bottles. There are plenty more bottles in space, if you'll excuse the dodgy cliche. Life continues. Continues. But maybe not for those blasted flies. Could you join me in blasting a few? I don't think Harryak's in a very humorous mood today. He's in a very jovial, sort of chummy mood. He's not feeling very witty. He's just, you know, just leaving some kind-ish and maybe a little bit mentally unstable messages. Well, what's different? Yeah. A little bit later on, once we've completed the game, we shall have a look and see what messages people have left for Harryak, and if they indeed like the song Blue Monday by New Order. Maybe they like the radio edit, which is only 4 minutes long. Or maybe they like the original, which is 105 minutes long, and it's just the same beat for 102 minutes of those. And the other 3 minutes are somebody flushing the toilet, and... where the hell am I going? Something that you won't be able to notice from this stream is... aha, there it is. Another indication of where these orbs are is the music. It gets louder the closer you get to it. And also, it comes out of each individual speaker. So, let's say I head over here. The music is coming out of the left speaker because the orb is to my left. Whereas if I do this, the audio is now coming out of my right speaker to indicate it's on my right. So, when you're actually watching this without the sound, it may seem difficult, but in actual fact it's a lot easier than it would seem. And that's why I say you should buy it. No, the reason I say you should buy this game is because of all the bottles and the social network aspect, which is what gives this game longevity. It's what takes it past a humble BBC Micro Elite Space Shooter Fly Blaster thingy-majig, which is fine in and of itself. It's a fun little time killer, and that's the definition of a game. But I think I'm going to be playing this, and people are going to be playing this for a while, because of the social network aspect. We can go around and talk to each other within this sort of play-by-mail BBS world. And I love it. Now, let's see. Another indication of where the orb is the hit points. And this is the second one, I believe, so there's one more to go after this. Do we get more money for doing that? I think we do. Ah, there we go. Harryak's top tips. Let's test it out. The next orb is very short distance away, so... guys, I've found out how to get loaded in this game. Here we go. I'll just demonstrate the game killer. Right. That's what you do. You just keep shooting it small bit at a time, and you get 1,000 or 2,000. Whereas if you hit it all at once, then you only get, what, 1,000 for that one hit. Ah, look at that. I've got 720,000 now. Wish I knew that earlier. Oh well, money isn't everything. Shooting flies is everything. Come on, let's see if we can get these blasted things. This is very tricky. I wonder if I have to be in a higher resolution mode to get them. So thank you very much to everybody who has watched this far. I wouldn't blame you if you skipped to the end just to figure out what happened. But I would be very, very honoured if you would stick with me in the meantime. Of course, I'm speaking to the people who are watching this on repeat. There's no way you can skip into the future in real life. So, I'm not getting them, am I? Come on. Here we are again! Hello, flies! I wonder if these are indeed just the same flies on each day, or different ones. Indeed, they've all got the same names. That one's called Rablus EP. Sounds like an album of some sort. And Zyra. Hello, Zyra! Hello to the people who've named these flies, who are indeed real people. These are real usernames of people on the Steam forums, who have put their names forward to be included. A very cool thing that Railslave likes to do is involve the fans, or in this case, the non-fans in the game, because these flies were named after the people, or that was the intention, to name these after people who hated his previous game. Was it gone? There it is. Come here. Okay, right, now shoot the orb. I think we can get one more hit. Yes! This day is complete, yes! And the red ball goes flying. That is weird how we regain control for a couple of seconds there before we head into Narnia once again and the weird toothed monster. Now, I believe this is the 6th day now. Oh, we might be getting closer to the end. And now I will teach you, my sisters. Consider the ballet of flies before you. My starman is a warrior angel from another dimension, another day, not a demon. He heard my cries and fought his way through time and space, crash landing in my back garden. Ooh, sounds like a cool film. Not Terminator, though. I found him torn to ribbons from that fight and nursed him back to health and hid him in my closet. Over the weeks, he taught me about Day 7 and how you can only enter by faith. Wait a minute, wasn't that another New Order song? Oh no, that was True Faith, wasn't it? Maybe we should have those as my message this time. Anyway, behold before you that very battle. He used something about quantum entanglement, and there is the next sister that we have to rescue. You can just have a good look at that milk bottle. Ow! Get me out of here. Right, let's have a look at some of the scenery in this room. Oh yes, there's the mannequin that you can see floating through space. That is a bit of a weird thing, actually, that they reuse that model. Oh, you can fill up the bottle while zooming in. I didn't know that. And in some ways it's very inventive that they reuse those models, because I really, really like them. Now, let's see if we can enter the lens on this, the 6th of 7 days, I think. Not far to go now. And then I've busted this game, just like we've busted those ghosts, we've busted the Starman. Now, if you've been reading those messages in between the days, you will, as opposed to actually just reading 2/3 of the way through and messing around like I've been doing, then you may know more about the storyline, which involves this Starman character. And the central character in this game is a lady who was part of a cult in the 1970s. The year is now 1980X, and she has been kidnapped by the leader of a cult. Now, quite how much of this stuff is told in the game, I'm not quite sure, because, well, I've not completed it yet, and maybe we'll come to that stuff later. Maybe I've already spoiled it for you all. Texas. That one's a shout out to all the Texas fans of Railslave games. Oh, look at that, NPPD Crush. Another thing available from Yakfu Superstores. Opening soon. They're going to replace all Tesco's when Tesco go bust. And all it's going to sell is this crud, really. Also yak milk. So, let's just keep scrolling through this teletext. I believe we've seen most, if not all, of the pages. Well, I'll definitely tell you we've not seen them all, but most of them. There's a really, really glitched screen. I can't even remember what that was originally, to be honest. But who cares? It doesn't matter. The milk of ultraviolet. One day I'll stream that game. When I pluck up the courage. That there is a cat owned by the user at JL76Gaming on Twitter. I asked him if he had anything he would like for me to teletextize, and he gave me a couple of pictures of his cats, and so they ended up in this game. Why, hello there, Mr. Railslave. It's you again. How many times will we see your cardboard cutout just stood like that in the hoodie? There's meaty bits again. I think that's one of my favourite teletext pictures for this game. Made specifically for the game, that is. There's loads of stuff in this game, a lot of teletext pictures that weren't made specifically for the game, but they've been put in there. Ah! I believe this is the only page that tells you what to do to enter the lens. There you go, read the bottom bit if you can. Channel 1980X. Just keep scrolling. And that's what you got to do to enter the lens. And you've already figured that out. And indeed, right on cue, we are back in space and ready to make a load of money once again. But first, I can see a bottle. So let's take a quick detour and shoot it. Here we go. Althea. He says, or she says, people tell me that I have the potential to do better than I have, and I hate them for it. Well, it is true that there are things we could have done better in life, but to constantly tell you that seems a bit trollish. No, that's too internet slangy. A bit cruel, there you go. Excuse me, that's my next door neighbour. I have no idea what they're doing. There we go, we'll leave it at that. We've given him a small amount of money. Excuse me. Right, back to fly shooting. Back to the main event. The main course. Exactly what the dessert is, I'm not quite sure. Only Noah could tell you that. Yes, I do believe I was talking about the story of this game. It's an important part of the game. Yet I've just skimmed over it like a blimmin' idiot. But there again, such is the nature of the modern Let's Player. They can often tag onto certain things they like in the game whilst completely ignoring the stuff they hate, or, well, not that I hate the storyline, not at all. I think it's wonderful. But I'm digging a hole for myself here, aren't I? Oh yeah, don't forget the special tactic to win loads of money. And indeed, we are now rich. Yes, I don't know what's going on. Maybe they are having some backyard wrestling competition next door. I am not sure. But you heard that happening. Now, this is really rather soothing. I'll just take a quick drink. Hello everybody out there, the 3 people watching this live. How are you this Saturday afternoon / evening, depending on what part of the world you're from? Or it could be morning still. If you're in America, it will still be morning. So, good morning. How are you? This is me, Arnold. I've got to improve my Arnold impressions because I've got a project coming up soon where I have to do an impression of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, and I wholly apologize to all you Austrian people out there because this is obviously highly offensive. Wait a minute. Is Arnold himself offensive to Austrians? Just like Harry Yak is offensive to the people of Wigan? Casual Bastard says, me and Furbite are in Scotland. I didn't know that. For some reason I thought you were from the Netherlands. Oh well. What time is it in Scotland, by the way? Only joking. I know it's the middle of the morning. Now, I'm glad to hear that you're still here, Casual, because I thought everybody had abandoned me. Casual Bastard says, it would be a nice day if it wasn't for the clouds. Well, you've just summed up the north of the UK fantastically, although having said that, the moment you said that, the sun came out. And I wish I could show you that, but I don't have a webcam attached. we cannot get this because some sort of weird scrolling lock has occurred. So what the heck are we supposed to do? Have I broken the game? No, oh, phew, thank goodness for that. I think we got stuck next to something, but don't forget, loads of money! Just keep doing this. Yeah, sorry, casual bastard. I didn't know you were from the UK, or Scotland. Sorry if I offended you by saying that. Moving on. I think it's fly time. Indeed it is. It's high time for fly time. And we're going to fly to the flies, because this game is in love with flies, because it's a fly guy. Oh, why? I'll continue this quest to try and shoot one of these from a great distance. Now, please root for me, as I say, because if I'm successful, I will buy you all a drink. It may be a 25 pence cup of soup, or cup of orange, but a drink is a drink. And never mind, we couldn't do it. Oh, we've increased our shot distance to 239, I think. Hooray! Casual Bastard says, you offended me intensely, but I'm getting over it. Well, Harriak is known for offending people. So, he's an equal opportunities offender. He offends everybody equally. In which case, I don't apologise, because offensiveness is an art, and Harriak, although he hasn't yet mastered it, is learning quickly. Now, fly. You're mine now. Come here. Oh, there is this weird scrolling lock that you can get stuck in every so often if you plan on playing this game. But it can be got out of if you just fly out of the way. And there we go. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. And there was morning and evening, the 6th day. And then shall that wicked be revealed. Oh, wicked the drink, whom the Lord shall consume, the drink, with the spirit of his mouth. He consumes the spirit in his mouth, you see, because it's WKD. And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming to the club. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Nightclubs are the work of the devil. With all power and signs of lying wonders. Yes, of course. Nightclubs are full of people lying. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. And we've completed a blurb. Brilliant. I imagine Patrick Moore, the games master, saying those blurbs. Oh, I wish that was on the screen longer, because I want to analyse it more. I tell you what, I'll do a separate video in which I analyse the individual art, a whole video, where I just go through the art on that milk carton. Because it so deserves it, doesn't it? I spent a whole afternoon doing that. Oh no, sorry, it was 2 afternoons. Nah, I can't remember. 2 separate afternoons, maybe. I don't know. Come on. I swear, by the end of this stream, you will have come to love flies if you hate them. And if you hated them already, you will have come to love them. Hold on a minute. I'll say that again. This game, it will make you love flies if you hated them, and hate them if you love them, because there are so many of them. There you go. That kind of made sense, if indeed anything that Harriak says makes sense, which it doesn't. And I don't recommend trying to shoot the flies from this far away. Sorry. Monitor the flies. You're not really shooting them, are you? You're just looking at them at this part of the game. And I think we are indeed on the last day. What will happen after we complete this? Well, stick around and find out. We shall find the final secret of this game. I think you have to fill up 7 of the flies to try and get into the lens. For ages, I don't think the lens had a name. Hence, in the teletext page you saw earlier, it was just called the network. Oh, there's a new one. Wonderful gas Vegas. Primitive and obsolete. Incidentally, that is a real gas pump convention. No, it isn't. It isn't really, ladies and gentlemen. Ah. Oh, there you go. Guess who that is? Oh, we're seeing a few more pictures here. Ah, look at that. Cheese. And he's falling over. Yeah, come on. I want to get back into the lens. NP Rail, keeping Nauseous Pines on track. Yes, Nauseous Pines is the universe in which this game takes place. And, spoiler, the next game from Rail Slave Games is going to be called Nauseous Pines. It's currently in development. I've done nothing for it, and I've no idea if I will be doing, but I do know it's in development. I know I said I wouldn't plug any more games or anything, but I'm a big fat liar. And here we have, for the final time I believe, Mr. Railslave Games, my arch-enemy. Try and shoot him. Can't. It's impossible. Flies, sick him. I'll just shoot at that window where he supposedly is. We might be able to get him. But no, come on. Oh, look, we've not seen this one. Does that guy look familiar? Well, that's only because he is Pat Sharp. No, he is a reference to a certain Mr. Bamba Boozler. And there is Santa Claus. I think that was my teletext Christmas card from 2012 or 13. Yes, indeed, I do send out teletext Christmas cards. If you want one, just leave a comment and I'll send you one this year. Spooky action at a distance. You'll notice that that's one of the underlying themes of this game is quantum entanglement, which I don't quite understand myself, but there are references to it. Norfolk Pines again, and Binland. There are a few frames referencing Binland if you look carefully, but there is no point in looking carefully now because I've shown you everything there is in this game, or at least I will have done by the end of this stream. Those llamas, are they llamas? No, the camels. Sorry, those are camels, and they are a reference to Llamasoft. And there's the same one again. Ah, they know exactly what I'm thinking. Or at least Jeff Minter does. Oh, here we go. This is a fun one. I remember seeing once a post somewhere that the alleged guy who drew Trollface, you know Trollface, that weird toothy grinny thing, was suing somebody for using it in a commercial product, either a t-shirt or something like that, but the ultimate irony was that that itself was a big fat troll. And I've just given that away for you. We're seeing a few more of these now. There's fly text, another reference to the flies. And we're back into the blasted lens for the final time, I believe. Now, if you were tuning in to see some messages and some witty responses from Harryak, then I profusely apologise. But that's not the aim of this video. The aim is to complete this game and be the first person to do so on the internet. Except, I do believe we missed a fair chunk of the beginning, but never mind that. To catch up, see the first 15 minutes of my first stream of this game. There you go. Harryak's walkthrough. Bog standard walkthroughs. I wonder if these things change positions on the different days, or if indeed they are placed in the same place. It's just that you start off from a different place. I think it's that. Shall we shoot a bottle? Yes, let's do that. Just keep the bottle addicts happy. Those people out there that are addicted to the bottle. We shall satiate their appetite. Aha! Hi, Jay! Are you from the Game Chasers? Oh dear. Ever since she left me, I haven't wanted to do anything normal. She changed me, all for some other guy who treated her awfully. She's gone now, and I can't help but blame myself. I can peer into the lives of everyone around me and see what ails them, but I can't even save my own life. I want someone to help me, free me from this insanity. I am sick of crying over being the lonely kid at school who everyone thinks is weird, who everybody hates. I know it. This is Agony Uncle Harry Yak speaking now, and we need some music for this. Oh, sorry, I don't have any, but I know it may seem bad now, but you have the rest of your life, maybe even the best years, ahead of you. Never mind what Roger, another reference to Pink Floyd, said in that one song. Once leaving school, you will find that real life is much kinder than all the school kids in the world thrown together. Huh, there you go. Good enough, I'd say. Sayonara. And good, no, just sayonara, sayonara, because that's what Harry Yak says. I don't mind giving him like a quarter of our money. Who cares about money? Now, back to the quest, to destroying these flies. Now, I think we are actually getting towards the end of this game. How long have we been streaming? Maybe, I didn't actually look at the clock. I'd estimate an hour and 15, maybe. So, maybe 90 minutes to complete this game. Possibly an hour, if you're not messing around and talking about teletext and nonsense like that in between, and getting distracted by the bottles. Hold on a minute. Where is the red spot? Hold on. I've got lost, ladies and gentlemen, and the weird scrolling lock has affected me again. Look at that, they're actually crashing into each other now. What has happened? Let's fly at a distance, spooky action at a distance even, and witness what is going on here. These have collided. These worlds have collided. I think they are actually randomly placed. And I'm really not sure where we're supposed to be going here. But we haven't seen the ending of the game, so I assume we haven't completed it. I can't find the red orb. So, maybe we're stuck and we cannot complete the game. Oh, scroll lock. Oh, there it is. Aha, yes. It's hiding in between these two blasted, these mannequins in the embrace. It's in this one, not that one. Haha, there you are. Old scroll lock. There we go. Money making technique. Haha. Just keep shooting it. Oh. I see now. You can't shoot it from so close. But Harry Yak still tried because he's a flippin' idiot. Aha! That's gone now. We have 800,000 quid. Note that it is British pounds rather than US dollars because, of course, this was made by the British developer, Rail Slave Games. He is from Wales, although I believe he was brought up in South Africa. I interviewed him well over a year ago for retrounlim.com, and you can see that interview at youtube.com/retrounlim. I apologise for the plug, but in a way I was plugging him and not me, because Retro Unlim is not my channel, it's Retro Unlim's channel. More holes being dug deeper than anyone could have ever imagined for a stream such as this, so it's time to shoot orbs. Just keep doing that. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Oh yes, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Getting richer. Got pound signs in my eyes now. Right. Thankfully, these things are very close to each other today. So, when I say today, I mean as in the game day. So, we shall head over to this one very quickly indeed. Now, it's likely I'll do some more streams of this game in the future, but once I've completed it, then the main point of the game will be to go and read the bottles. However, I'll give something of a summing up of this game, I believe, because I think we're coming towards the end of this stream. If I could just find that orb. It is somewhat problematic that these things are melded together. But never mind, we shall trek on. That's Harry X's motto. Just continue no matter what happens. I don't know if that's broken there, that model. I hope it isn't. Rail slave, I found another bug. Hold on, we'll find this orb, and then I'll give my summing up of this game. It's not the last you'll see of it on this channel. Indeed, on this Twitch channel and on this YouTube channel, I'm sure. But did I shoot that then? Sorry about that. Yes, I'll give my summing up of this game. It's probably very obvious that I really, really like it from the fact that I have thus far made 2 streams and 1 video, 1 YouTube video of this game. And what I like most about it is I do like the storyline. I think it sets itself apart from the millions and millions of other indie games out there that have basically no storyline, or the storyline is tacked on. But in this, the storyline is interwoven with the game. In fact, it's integral to the game. The whole Starman thing. Although I do believe the developer has moved away from the Starman and more towards the whole angels and devils thing. You know, more people would be more familiar with that concept than with the Starman. And of course, it's another blasted reference to David Bowie. Is it Bowie or Bowie? I don't know. I think it's Bowie. I pronounced it Bowie last time. But there again, is it a Bowie knife or a Bowie knife? I digress as usual. Come on, Green Sparrow, I'm gonna get you. Indeed, the story, however, even though it is integral to the game, it doesn't necessarily impede you from enjoying the game if you aren't interested in the storyline, because there is a game in there as well. Obviously, there's the fly shooting mechanicry, and there is the added element, possibly the best element of the game, which is the social network, which will make the game live forever. Whereas this is finite. As you will see, I will complete the game very shortly, or at least I hope I will. The social network aspect, well, at least until the servers go offline, which I don't think will happen anytime in the near future, will live for a lot longer, unlike the FIFA servers. Oh, why am I complaining about? Why am I complaining about that? Because I don't even play the modern FIFA games. Aha! We have reached the end game. What is that thing? That was really quite scary. It was a tooth monster. Oh, hold on. Let's see here. I'll get this sound turned up for you.
What was all this about? This was all about a painting, in one respect. In another respect, it was all about a person that was horribly manipulated, a naive person who's horribly manipulated by people that can only see the evil in things and don't look for the good. You know, a lot of times we just look for the bad in things, you know, we don't look for the good first. That's the case with this painting. Just a short story about the painting. This is actually a remake. The original painting I done to be kind of like an icon of the Eastern Orthodox. They got a technique where they paint things and everything is symbolic of something else. It was done to kind of like to hide some of their theology, to preserve it for future generations from corruption. So this is a remake of the Madonna and Child. On the outside, when you look for the evil, that's what you see. But there's actually a lighter version. As I said, this is a remake. The original got buried in an exorcism in a house around here. Somebody complained that her spiritualist past was coming back to haunt her, and a priest came round to the house and he buried my painting, you know, just seeing the evil kind of thing. Let me just explain it quick. This is the coat of skins alluded to in Genesis. A lot of times you'll hear that God killed the first animal and he clothed Adam and Eve in skins. But that's not how I see it. I see this coat of skins, this tent of our body, this body of death, as the New Testament calls it. It's just showing that this is not a blessing. This is part of the curse. Or this is a way to endure the curse. It is a blessing in a way. But this isn't the end result. The sort of the transparent person, the star person, is to show that before we had this coat of skins, we were much more than this, and much more higher than this. But we're outcasts, and we're nomads in the field, and this is what we wear. We wear this coat of skins, this prison of our flesh, until we let go of it. This is Christ. Around his head is wrapped seaweed instead of a crown of thorns. The reason for this is in the book of Jonah, when Jonah is cast over the side of the boat, he has a short kind of poem where he mentions the seaweed is wrapped around my head, and it's kind of like a shadow of Christ in the grave when he was crucified, when he went down to the grave kind of thing, and then God raised him from the dead. And with Jonah, God provided a fish of some sort to rescue him, which means that Jonah actually became a type, a shadow of Christ being the fullness. So yeah, it's Christ-centered and Bible-centered. I really hope with this that the interactions that you have with other people through the social networking part of Selfie, I really hope that there's a blessing to you. I really hope you meet people in this very, very strange place, that friendships are formed, that your life has changed. I hope this wasn't just a game. I pray it wasn't just a game. I pray your life has changed and you've made some really incredible friends, or you will make some really, really credible friends in the community or whatever. And that this is just a catalyst, because that would be a blessing to me, if, you know, and such a cool blessing, because who would have thought it from such a strange place that you would meet the people. So be responsible with each other. The story in this game is about a naive person getting manipulated and her dreams being turned to evil kind of thing. So just be responsible with each other's souls. There's a verse in the Bible about if eating meat causes my brother to sin, then I won't eat meat. And there's a principle behind that. It's not just to do with food. It's to do with anything. If anything that you do causes your brother or sister in this world, because we're all related, we're all brothers and sisters. If anything you do causes somebody else to slip into some kind of a bad state, like if somebody's an alcoholic, you wouldn't drink in front of them, sort of thing. Just be responsible with each other. This is my final game, and I wish you all the best in life.
And there you go, an explanation from the developer himself as to what this game was all about. It's curious that he said right at the end there that this is his final game, because I do know for a fact he's working on a new one. So maybe at the time this was intended to be the last game, but he loved it so much that he came back for more. I don't blame him. And, oh yes, I'm sorry, the previous segment may or may not include spoilers. In fact, yes it did, because it was a huge spoiler. It just blew the whole game away. I'm sorry for that, for all those people who wanted to play this game. Oh well. We've had some comments. Grummeldrunk, or Grumly Dunk. Oh, Grumly Dunk says, I knew this looked familiar. I've played 2 of the developers of the games, NPPD Rush and Uriel's Chasm. I have to admit I did some graphics for NPPD Rush, although you possibly may not be able to see them now. I don't know. Has that game been taken away from Steam yet? Has it been bombed by the trolls? Not sure. If it hasn't, go and buy it. No, sorry. Oh, crumbs, that was another blasted plug, wasn't it? Well, guys, I very much hope you've enjoyed this stream, and that I've not given away too much of the game. Well, I'm only joking, of course, because I've given away the whole game. This was a playthrough of sorts. But before we leave, we shall just check our messages. Just look at our profile quickly. Remember, it's the words from Blue Monday by New Order, and we got condemned pretty much immediately, so I'll be surprised if we have any messages. So let's see. Brentos. Find what will allow you to complete your vocation. Don't let yourself stop. Right, I'm going to write these down. He's obviously never heard of that song. This is what I was afraid would happen. I'm going to write all these down and send them to the band New Order and see what happens. They may use them to make an album. Old Trip says, feel anything, you're not a machine. How do you feel reading this? Bottles and bottles of all the say flavour today. All they say flavour today, perhaps. Don't talk about flavour. You make me want vanilla flavoured ice cream. Well, it is a nice and sunny day, so I think I'm gonna go and have some after this stream. That's obviously irrelevant to your own interests. Zebrox! Good to see you again. He says nothing. Next. Have we crashed the game? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, it's Rich again. Hello again, Harry. It seems that you abandoned this place, and I feel really sorry about it. Don't worry, I'm gonna play this game for another 50-odd years, or at least until they close down the servers. Gravity says, hello again. This is the 3rd time I've found your bottle. Perhaps our paths were meant to cross. Or maybe we are the only 3 people playing this game, and also we got £8,000 from him. Thank you very much. I love people who give me money. Oh, here we go. Here's V again. He's a regular of these streams. He says, I won't tell you how to feel. Rather, I'll tell you one thing. Thoughts become things. Just note that down for Mr. Bernard Sumner. And Mr. Snow says, thank you so much. Oh, he's actually Elvis Presley. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, it's more like Johnny Bravo than Elvis, really, that impression, isn't it? Zebrex, hello. I can't do well when I think you're gonna leave, but I know I try. Are you gonna leave me now? Can't you be believing now? Why do I get the feeling that's from another song that I don't know the name of. Probably because it is, and Zebrax has given me some money, but not a message. That's okay. You've left me plenty of messages since the dawn of time in this game. Aha! Tad GH says, I think I just watched your YouTube video about this game. Well, Mr. Tad GH, if you're watching this video right now, a huge shout out to you for watching my previous video, and you're live on the internet. Zebrax, there's something in your soul that makes me feel so old. In fact, I think I've died about 600 times. There's less of me now and more of me then. I am moving back to the age of men. Hold on a sec. Welcome to Harry X Sing-Along. Oh, this guitar is horribly out of tune, but never mind. There's something in your soul that makes me feel so old. In fact, I think I've died about 600 times. And there's less of me now and more of me then. I'm moving back now to the age of men. That's horribly out of tune! Who's been messing with that guitar? Never mind, never mind. Thank you, Zebrax. That was a song for you. Live. Oh. Right. Any more messages? Wretch, hello again. Hello, Harry. I found you. That guy that told you about burning a cat, that was not an act of MTV Generation wannabe. It was... I just shared to everyone my memories. I wish you a good luck and hope that someday we could find each other again. Oh, right, Wretch. So that was a real story, was it? It was, I guess, now we look back on it, fairly humorous. As long as the cat didn't die. I hope it didn't. Oh, that's quite morbid, actually. Moving on. Oh, that's cool. This is the part of the game where the social network really comes into its own. Gravity! Hi! I found you again! Hello! And a love heart. Hello! Will you be my Valentine? I need one now, because my previous one lost all her arms and legs. I don't know how. Anyway, Setantanove. Ah! Thank you for your message. I enjoyed what you wrote on your profile. You know, sometimes I feel amazed how static words can push, motivate, and sometimes change a dynamic and complex being that the human complex being that the human is. Hold on, I need to take a drink here. Even in such a wide virtual space, perhaps anonymously we keep seeking something that I can't quite understand yet. And I can't quite read these words. I don't want to take more of your time. I don't think I could tell you how you should feel today. I'll just enjoy feeling alive for today. Maybe you can tell me how you felt yesterday. Thank you, and have a nice day. Well, you have a nice day too. Oh, that reaffirms my faith in humanity. Ah, yes. Well, guys, I really, really, really hope you've enjoyed that as much as I have. We've actually now got... Yes, we've actually got more than £1 million. So if you want a fiver, you know where to come. I'm giving it out for free. Let's just check the comments. We've had no more. Grumly Dunk says, still on there. You're always referring to MPPD Rush still being on Steam, because I was certain that the trolls had it taken down. But thankfully not. It only remains for me to change my profile message, because I think basically one person got that was a New Order lyric, or at least a song lyric. So, we shall be a bit more light-hearted today. We shall say, hi there. Here is Harry Yak's question of the day. Which flavour, going back to flavours, of crisp would you save? I think personally I would go with cheese and onion because it's my favourite flavour of all time and pretty much the only crisp flavour that I eat these days. But I'm not interested in what I know, my thoughts. I'm only interested in your thoughts. So please go and buy this game. Leave comments, etc. with your blasted response to that question. And get out there and find those bottles. Be good to everybody. Oh yeah, and please... Oh yeah, don't share this video because it'll spoil it. Never mind, forget what you saw here today. Go and play the game for yourself. Pretend I was never here. I shall leave you with the credits, and that mysterious person, Dan Fariomind. I wonder who he could be. Oh, by the way, a huge shout out to Sir Gru, who actually coded the social network. It's absolutely amazing, and without that, this game, well, it would be fantastic, but it wouldn't be quite the same. Oh look, there's Ava Skoog, or Scooge, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. A big shout out to all these dudes, and a huge apology if you cannot read this because of the frame rate or the resolution. From me, David Frost, it's a good evening and goodbye.